Hello, welcome to 5-Minute Mixing Tips. Today I'm going to be showing you how to mix bass guitar. As usual, I'll be working in FL Studio, but the tips and tricks I'm going to show you are going to be applicable to any DAW that you choose to use. Now the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have your bass guitar assigned to its own mixer track, and that's going to allow you to put the processors in that you're going to need. Play back your bass track and just listen to it. This bass track sounds a little bit weak, so the first thing we're going to do is use a compressor. I'm using the Black 76 compressor from IK Multimedia. It's an emulator of a very famous piece of hardware. It adds a very nice tone and does a great job of bringing the more subtle nuances into your instruments. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. We've already set our input and output stage. We have a ratio of 20, which can be a little bit steep for some instruments, but it really helps this bass cut through. We have a relatively fast attack and a relatively fast release. Let's see what this sounds like. So that definitely sounds a lot better. Now, we're noticing on the meter we've got something weird that was recorded up in the 20 kilohertz range. We're definitely going to want to take that out. And there's a lot of string noise that is probably going to conflict with some of our other instruments. Now, when I'm mixing bass, I always like to make sure that it sits well with the guitars and the kick drum. Those tend to conflict the most, and we want to make sure there's plenty of room for all our instruments to breathe. So I'm going to take a second here and we're going to listen to our guitar track first, and we're going to see where most of the main frequencies are sitting. A lot of mid-range and some upper mids. Let's take a listen to our kick drum. A lot of energy in the 100 hertz range. So we're going to use an EQ, I use a parametric equalizer, on our bass track. And what we're going to want to do is dip out a little bit in that 100 hertz range so it doesn't conflict with our kick drum. We're going to boost below that to give some nice low rumble to the bass. And then we're going to dip out a bit in our high mids. That's going to take away some of the string sound. It's going to allow our guitar to cut through. And then at the very top, you'll remember we had that weird high-pitched sound that somehow got recorded, so we're going to completely cut that out. Let's play back our bass track. No EQ? Now let's add that EQ. Sounds nice and controlled, very smooth. So let's add this guitar and this kick drum, and I'm going to turn off the EQ at one point so you can hear it, and then we're going to put it back on and you'll see how it makes some space for all the instruments. So the last thing I do with this particular bass track is I used a second equalizer to give a very slight low shelf boost just to give some bottom end to this bass guitar. And that's just going to help on bigger sound systems to make the track feel really low and bassy and nice. Now this particular song has one other part that we need to make sure the bass is sitting okay. Later on it actually adds some electric guitar. So we're going to skip ahead, leave our processing the same, and we're going to listen to it with those other guitars added. And we just want to make sure that everything is still clear and prominent, nothing gets in the way once there's a bit more noise. That still sounds good to me. Let's go ahead and just hear this in our mix with all the other instruments, make sure we can still hear our bass guitar.
Fired all our shots, one last time for this big rock. Freedom.
Sounds good. We have a nice, smooth, well-mixed bass track. Thank you guys for watching this episode of 5-Minute Mixing Tips. I hope it was helpful for someone out there. Please feel free to leave a message in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the like button. And if there's anything in particular that you would like me to do a video about in the future, please let me know.